Hi everyone, it's the Liverpool channel, it's our channel, it's your channel, it's everybody's channel. And I'm gonna bring right on right now Marios all the way from Athens. Another big red. Hey
Hello,
Marios,
Frank. How are
you
ya?
okay?
I'm
Yeah,
fine.
good.
I'm fine. I'm more than okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's been roasting here, believe it or not, in Liverpool. I was sitting out before and it was really hot. It was really hot. It
In
was like,
Liverpool.
yeah, it was like living abroad. If you're on a holiday abroad, it was that hot. You could feel your
Wow.
skin burning. So,
Yep. It's raining today in Athens, and the recent week is kind of rainy and hot
yeah,
at the
yeah,
same time. But
yeah,
it's rainy. It's rainy. I have to say
yeah.
yes.
But at least, it's, at least we're here. We're here for the people. And, I've got that title here, right? And that title here is We Have to Be Rootless
Yeah.
in This Window. What's your take on that, Marius? That title?
Yeah, I love it because I totally agree with the title. Yeah, we have to be if we want to compete if we want to chase the trophies again and to be in the top level, because the other teams are ruthless as well. So we need to be like ruthless because we need investment, we need rebuilding the squad, and we need to be not to have second thoughts in some things.
No, you're so right. And there's Manchester United just been sold to
Yeah,
Qatarians.
yeah,
They've just been sold, so they're going to spend. They're going to
exactly.
spend. We've got Liverpool now. Okay, we've got McAllister, and we got him on the cheap. So we've got money there, and this is my problem. This is my problem. Or my concern, in other words, that he could be the marquee signing, as they say. That's it. Could be free, like someone who's run down his contract. So we bring him in. Why don't we just go for the likes of Casido, who played alongside
Yeah,
McAllister, and they'd be mates. And he's got abundance of energy. He has an
of
abundance of
course.
energy. So why don't we go after him?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's about money.
Well, this is it. And why should it be about money? Really, where's everything gone? They can't keep saying that, it's going on a new stand. Them stands get sponsored.
Yeah,
And the big stands, they lend us the money. They lend us
exactly.
the money, and it's their club. And this is what I can't understand. All right, the hedge funders, but this is what I can't understand. And Gareth Williams there. If we ain't ruthless in this transfer window, then FSG have to be hounded out of the club. Cannot delay any longer. And I think that's a good shout, actually,
Yeah,
because
it is. Yes.
we can't sit back, especially with the teams now. Look, what's been proved, and people can't grasp this, people can't grasp it, is Newcastle were in the doldrums for years. Newcastle United, right? I
Yeah.
forget how many points we finished ahead of them last season and seasons before then. And I'm talking about that many. And all of a sudden, this season, because they were taken over and they never bought, they weren't outlandish in buying, but they bought some quality players.
Yeah, it
And
was a smart transfer strategy. Yes.
but they finished above us.
Yeah. There is
They finished above us. And
the
that's the,
Champions League football. Yeah, Champions League football. Yes.
yeah, so, Marius, you've got this kind of lots of scenarios, unfortunately, and it concerns the Reds, it concerns us, it concerns you and me. it concerns every Liverpool football fan. If we're not going to go out to buy, and I'm not talking about players that, that might be all right. We cannot be like last summer. Look who we bought last summer. We bought Calvin Ramsey. Now he's going out on loan.
Yeah, it's Preston, yes.
Right? We bought Nunes. And, people still say it's a hit and a miss with him. Then we brought in a loanee, right? Who played 13 minutes. And we brought in Cavallo.
Carlyle,
now,
yes.
that was last season. That was last summer's window. Last summer's window.
Yeah.
And, he's going out because he doesn't fit in with Liverpool, or Klopp or whatever. He doesn't fit in. And we can't have another window like that because the top 5 teams, the top 4 teams that finished above us, and a couple of others who are below us, especially Chelsea, they're going to spend more.
Yeah.
They're going to spend more. And Tottenham as well, because, Tottenham are always there and they will buy and they'll buy big.
Yeah. Yeah. And I totally agree with Gareth as for this. I think it's a really crucial transfer window because I think it will show it will underline the level of ambitions of the FSG, because if they want the team to be back, to really be back, they need to spend. If they don't, they will not spend. So if they don't spend, that means that they don't have the ambitions that we have as Liverpool fans.
No, look, I know I could get slated here, but I don't think they've ever had any ambition, to be honest. But you've got to look at Klopp as well. You've got to look at him. And he kept the same squad right through for those years, the same squad. And he thought that last summer that they could go on. And he said it, didn't he? They can go on.
Yeah.
And I knew 2 seasons ago that this squad was deteriorating. And, he's keeping hold of, another player who shouldn't be there now. And that's our captain, Henderson. Yeah. He shouldn't be there. He's gone. His legs have gone. He's not going to be that, to get us back up to that level.
Yeah, for sure.
He isn't. Yes. He isn't. So, as you said, we need another 2 midfielders. I'd like that Casado, as I said. I'd like him and someone else. But just being linked with, again, you're looking at everything, and we're being linked with loads of players again, just like last season. And that's the worrying thing, to be linked, to take it off the sense of who we should be getting or who we were linked to it before. Bringing in, wanting to bring in. But let's just say who can come in. Who can come in. And that's the problem, because if we don't bring anybody in, if he's the only marquee player to come in, as you said, we are in serious trouble.
Yeah, of course. But I don't see how it will work with only one. No. I don't think we will win only one. It's mad. I don't believe it. Yes.
But I think Klopp is going to bring more midfielders in. But I hope he hasn't got this idea that the likes of Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, and Batacic, will be the saviours as well, along with McAllister and Fabinho and Henderson. That's not going to work. Yeah. We need players with legs.
Exactly.
We need players with legs. Excuse me. We need players with legs. McAllister's got legs. But I hope the onus isn't put on him. If you know what I mean.
Yeah. We need, yes. We lacked consistency. Intensity. We lacked runs. We lack the energy. That's what we need, and that's the way to help also the youngsters, as you said, because Jones, Elliott, Bachi, they are quality players, but they can flourish next to top quality players.
Well, that's we've always, as I said, I'm not saying get rid of Klopp or anything like that.
No,
That would be insanity. But what I'm saying, he should be held accountable for. He should be held accountable for not seeing what ordinary fans were seeing, and that's that the midfield really needed shaken up, shaken up, and we've got one player in for 35 million. Now, if we didn't know McAllister, if we didn't know him, or it wasn't McAllister, it was another player, say, for example, you'd be saying, why are we just spending 35 million
yeah,
on a player? That's what we'd be saying.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
And as Charlie Wood says, evening boys, FSG won't pay them more than 40 million for a player.
Fair enough for Charlie. Yes, that's worrying. That's worrying.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's,
They,
so Charlie Wood saying it. The likes of Gareth Williams said it. I'll put Gareth up and I'll come back to Paul Burke, what he said here. If we ain't ruthless in this transfer window, then FSG have it any longer. That's what he says.
yeah.
And we'll go back to what Shane McGowan says, evening and a pen and a pint.
Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy?
So no, I think he's still in Ireland, to be honest. I don't know. A thing's gone over to him anyway, but we'll have to do. We'll have to do. And as Charlie Wood says, FSG won't pay more than 40 million for a player, right? No, because we really haven't got anyone to sell to bring in, a 80 million pound player. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's all it boils down to. And Paul Burke says, can you tell me Thiago and Henderson getting kept on? We're getting kidded again. These are the fans. These are the fans who are, saying to us, and we say the same. And we are getting kidded.
That's the cynical truth. Yes, that's life. That's football. They grow up. They grow up older. They are slower. They're older. You cannot rely on them like you did some years before.
No, I'm not. No, you're so
Especially
right.
when at the same time the Premier League gets more and more intense and demanding.
Well, you came out and said quite rightly the intensity lacked last season because of the midfield, and that led to inconsistency.
Yeah,
And it was just the back end of the season that we started to win a few games. We did, we started to win a few games, and everything. But I just hope, and we said this, haven't we, before? We just hope that Jurgen thinks, oh, that'll do now, at least, there's something there for next season, and brings in McAllister, and that's the end of it. This is what fans will be thinking, because we've lost interest now in Thuram. We've lost interest in Coney.
Coney, yes.
We're going after this lad, Vega, or supposedly Vega, whatever his name is. We're going after him. See, these are all the players that we're getting linked with. And I remember Brian Headley, he said, I won't believe anything until you see a player signing on the dotted line.
Yeah.
He was very cynical about it. He's very cynical over the owners. And I don't know, it can't be enthusiasm or ambition or anything. Really, it can't be. Not for the owners. We should, as I mentioned before, I want you to elaborate on this. Jurgen kept the same crop of players.
Yeah,
You get the likes of Pep Guardiola, who sold players and brought other players in. He wasn't afraid to get rid of them. He got rid of Jesus. Now, if Jesus was playing for us,
yeah.
and that Cancelo is it, in
Cancelo,
play,
yeah, he's getting
and
Cancelo.
also Raheem Sterling, they would have been playing for us still.
Cancelo was one of his best players last season,
Yeah, yeah,
and then the very next season, he went out of the club.
exactly, exactly. So that's the mentality of Pep. He rejuvenates the side.
Exactly.
He rejuvenates the side, and that's why he kept winning Premier Leagues every season. That's
Yeah,
why the top team, well, they're the top team in Europe. This is the way it is. But you get fans who say, well, they're the gang of cheats and all this. So he's going through a hard time, but he doesn't give a toss. He's got the best team in Europe, or
yeah.
the best team in the world. I want to put
That's
it like
true.
that.
That's true. That's
And
true.
we did. We had it. We had the best team. We had the best
And
team.
we didn't capitalize on this.
Well, there's Paul Burke. It looks like United getting taken over with oil money. We're going to fall further behind. Jurgen, as much as I love him, he can't make every bargain kid a world beater. And that's what more or less is said about, we've got McAllister in, and he can't really rely on the likes of, the likes of Harvey Elliott, the likes of Stefan Batacic, the likes of Curtis Jones. You can't rely on them just to play alongside. And Fabinho, for example, Fabinho's lost it. Fab's lost it.
Yeah.
And you can't just, and that's what I meant about all the owners going on, McAllister.
Hmm. Soulboy fan.
So, yeah, you read that out.
Yeah, we seem to be letting players' contracts run down too much. No Thiago, my Matip will be next. No money coming in. This must stop as well. Yeah, that was the case also in Keita and talks.
Yeah.
We didn't sell them last summer to
Yeah.
bring in a quality midfielder.
Yeah. When we lost Ginny,
Yeah,
we expected,
yeah.
and we made,
McAllister is the first transfer in the midfield after Genie left,
yeah. That,
and it's
it's hard to
crazy.
believe, isn't it? That's hard to believe.
Yeah,
Now, just imagine if the day Ginny left, he went, and someone had turned around, say, like on this podcast or whatever, and said, we're not going to buy another player until summer 2023. You'd laugh at them, wouldn't you?
yeah. Of course, of course, of
You'd
course.
laugh at them. Or when we bought Thiago 4 years, going on 5 years ago, this is the last midfielder we're going to buy until 2023.
Wow, that's
And that's the way it is.
no.
And he depended too much on the squad that was aging.
Exactly. It was aging. It was aging. Yes, it
Aging.
was aging in a world football that was changing at the same time. We didn't be in the same rhythm with the changes of football. So that's really problematic. Yes. Then
Well, there's one of our listeners and viewers who's on holiday with his lovely wife Angela. Can you read it
wow.
out? I can.
Quick hello from Protaris, Cyprus. Wow.
Yeah.
I have never been in Cyprus. Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
No
yeah,
way.
never.
Oh,
I would love
wow.
to because I have learned so many nice things about Cyprus and
Yeah.
over there and the summer as well.
Yeah.
Really hot, really hot summer.
Yeah, I was listening to, funny enough, I always listen to Alex Christ. You know what I mean, don't you? Off the jaw, and I always listen to him. What's his?
Cristoforo.
Christopher. I can't.
Yes.
It's a tongue twist. And he's in there. He's based. I know he lives in Athens, I think, but he goes to the likes of Cyprus, and he was there in Nicosia today.
Wow.
Limassol. Is it Limassol?
Limassol. Yes. That's the capital. Yes.
Yeah, and he was just chatting, and it looked great. And he was sitting under the tree because he said, "Tot." He's in the shade, giving us his thing for me to listen to. But that's it, and that's where the other fella is, Neil Broderick, and his lovely wife Angela on a holiday, and he's come on here to say.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
No, it is. And these are the fans, these are the lads that care about Liverpool, by the way.
Exactly. That's really nice. They're really lovely. And that's then when you think about these fans and you think about the owners, that's not in the same rhythm.
Paul Beck says, "Sorry, boys, jumped in without saying good evening. Always good to talk about the Reds."
Yeah, all out attack marketing, yes.
He must have got too excited and just tried he got to the strike.
Good evening, Paul. Good evening.
Yeah, and it's they're so diehard, the Reds, and they don't like to see what's going on. They don't like to see it. And this is why I actually had that title put up. We have to be ruthless in this window, because if we're not ruthless in this window, we're going to be left behind, as they said. Mate, Titan Fatties, Johnny says, "I'm available for you."
For an assistant coach instead of...
No, he wants to play in midfield. Titan Fatties. That's great, isn't it? Great.
Why not? I think he will cost less than 40 million.
Yeah, it'll be in the bargain basements of around 20 million. 20 million. That'll do FXG. That'll do the world ago. But no, he's a winger. He said, "Look, I'm a winger." Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love him, He's a great fella, great lad. And Mark Faisal, hello, Mark. How are you? He's a lovely fella, this. He really is. He's one of these lads who, well, they all do, I'm being honest. The likes of John the Titan Fatties, the likes of Paul Beck, Neil Broderick, them all that's commenting. They all eat and sleep Liverpool, and they're all, they're all these Charlie Wood forgotten, and they're all worrying because this window, as I mentioned, needs to be ruthless. Mark Weiss says hopefully Jürgen is given the funds he requires, Frank. If he isn't, then next season he'll be under a lot of pressure. Bless him. Man City are pushing the bar ever higher. At the present time, they are head and shoulders above everyone. I'd like any of these lads to come on, come on. And if any of the lads would like to say, yeah, I'll have a Thursday one. I'll have a Thursday or a Friday one. If you want to come on the podcast, I'll have a Thursday, because this is all sorted for us, isn't it? And unfortunately, we've got Georgie away, and we've got Tommy away. There's only me and you.
Yeah, we are like Liverpool midfield with so many absentees. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all injured. Someone put up a picture, a smashing picture, by the way. Joe Murphy he put up a picture of, the way the Anfield Road is, and they've taken all the way the roof.
Yeah.
And you can see the top tier now, it's great. And on the side of the pitch, that it's all boarded up, as you know. On the side of it, there was like this big van. And I said, is that an ambulance for, to take him to Werder Bremen? Someone said it out, and went like, you what? He doesn't play for us anymore. It's just the way it is. Anyway, Charlie, let's see. What do you think of that Mark Weiss comment, by the way? Hopefully Jurgen has given the funds he requires, Frank. If he isn't next season, he will be under a lot of pressure, bless him. Man City are pushing the ball ever higher. At the present time, they are head and shoulders above everyone. What do you think of that?
Yeah, last weekend I tried to think about what that treble means for Liverpool as well. I think, as Mark said, that the bar is really high right now, and where you talked about the mentality of Pep. He has a great team and he wants to be even greater. So at this time, he is the best. He has the best team in Europe. He won everything, but for him, sky is the limit. So he will try to be more and more and more better.
Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, you also said that other teams will be better because they will invest more. So City need to do the same to stay consistent in that level. So yeah, it's really worrying. That it's really worrying. Really worrying.
Do you know? I'm glad you said that, because he's not afraid to get rid of players. Now there'll be certain players in that side that's just won the European Cup, the Champions League.
Yeah.
And he'll say, well, you've got all your medals now, you've got everything, and you've got all your medals. And he'll get rid of players to bring new ones in.
Yeah.
And that's what he does every season. He replenishes the team with new blood.
Exactly. And the players that leave the club, like Jesus or Zinchenko or Cancelo, they are players that they will be in the lineup in every other Premier League team.
Yeah, every team. Our team.
Our team as well. Yes, of course.
It's as Charlie would say, I was offering my services to Klopp, but my knees have got.
He fits perfectly Liverpool with injury prone.
And Mark Weiss says, "Hi Frank, thank you, my friends. I am good, mate. Hope you are well and you're looking well. You'll never walk alone."
Yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Because we've been through hell and back, to be honest. And different things and whatever.
So on Thursday, as I think we will get informed about the program of the season. Which team we will face in the game week 1, I think.
Yeah.
It's on the 15th of June, I think.
June, the 15th, yeah. And as Neil Broderick says, he must be getting.
Yeah.
Angela must be grabbed him by the scruff of the neck and saying, "Come on, get up. Put on holiday. Leave them alone." Okay. Well, Charlie Wood says, "I could replace the ox on the bench."
Well,
I think we could replace a few of them. Never mind, just the ox.
Yeah, why not? That would be the same.
So it was okay. It's just a midfield. We've got to bring in a centre back. We keep saying this. We're just reiterating, old thing, but there's nothing else to say, because We've got one in. We've got one in. We need a centre back. We need 2 more midfielders. I don't think we need a forward. I really don't. One day a podcast, I was looking today, and I just shake my head at it all the time. And they came up like Mbappe. And I went, I don't believe this. Why are these people saying about Mbappe? And I thought, he's not going to renew his contract with PSG.
Yeah, but
and there's FSG only will pay about 70 million.
Do you believe that really FSG will go on for Mbappe? It would be a really joke.
Yeah.
If they want to troll us, they will do it. But
I always remember a couple of years ago, when we were linked, linked to him. Because he came out, didn't he, and said, yeah, I've been speaking to Jurgen Klopp, and, his mother loves Liverpool. She's a big Liverpool fan, Mbappe's. Someone said, don't be worrying about FSG and paying the wages. Nike will pay his wages. Why would they pay his wages? It's just, these are the excuses. Yeah, there's got a few more. I wonder if Brian Fennell can come on. Right. Anyway, he sent out a thing to Brian, a link. But Paul Beck says, can I ask you, lads, why is 90 million out of reach? But our reach, the LFC's reach. The money we made over the last years, Paul, this is the headache that's given to every football fan. Every football fan. And so many, and people fall for it constantly. The war chest, we've got a war chest. We were told, didn't we, a few weeks ago that we was going to get 260 million or 250 million to spend. And they started, we get Mounds, we get McAllister, we get him, we get this, and we get that. And everything can be sorted. Everything can be sorted.
And Mason Mount also goes to United because we don't want to pay the amount of money, I think.
Yeah.
Because he was, we were front runners in this saga of Mason Mount, and suddenly Manchester United overtook us.
And there's Francine Carlyle, and she says it ain't going to happen. FSG are milking our club.
And he's talking about Mbappe, I think.
Yeah, Mbappe.
Of course, it ain't going to happen. Yeah,
it's a joke. It's a joke. It really is a joke, and that's the way it is. And Siley, hello, Siley. I told him Mac and Thiago midfield. Thuram, Mac and Thiago in midfield. That'll be great, Siley. That'll be a fantastic midfield. But we cannot rely on Thiago.
Yes.
Cannot rely on him. He gets injured. He's never had a full season. And this is why we have to consolidate the midfield. We have to. With energy, with everything. And that's the way. I would love that Thuram, along with McAllister. Also, I'd love that Casido. Could you imagine Casido? Yeah. We can afford him. We can bring him in.
And that Casido is the reason why McAllister was so good at Brighton.
Yeah.
They worked together really, really nice. And he's the player we miss, I think, in the midfield. A defensive midfielder with that attributes of tall player, fast player, energetic, and all those kind of things. Yeah. Oh, Brian.
Yeah, he says we need a forward, a clinical finisher, not so much a disruptor. That's a good shout, really, because who's the disruptor in the
A
forward
false
line?
nine. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. That's it.
Let's
Do you
see
know?
if it's time for Nunes to shine. Yes.
Well, this is it, and lots of fans who I talk to are saying that he's a hit and miss, and this is a season to say, well, okay, here I am, and hit the ground running. But will he? Will he hit the ground running? I just
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know myself. That's a good show. Hey,
We
Brian, if you
have to,
want to come on.
we have to admit that it was a really mediocre season from the very start. Yeah, so it's really difficult for a player to shine in a new club that is not doing well. So
Yeah.
let's see if with a better face of Liverpool, he will help more. So I would give him, of course, another season to show his uh, his skills, because he has great skills. He's fast. He's energetic. He has quality. He's tall. Let's see. Let's see. Ah, Brian.
Yes. Hello. Hello, Marius. Hello, Frank. I heard the message. I got the bat light. Okay, well, let me jump on for you. I give you half an hour today. Sorry, but yeah, here I am in my car again.
Oh, that's
Good
brilliant.
afternoon. Good evening. Hello.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you so much, Brian. All the way from Seattle, and he's stuck in the back of his car.
I do have a home. Just want to throw that out there. So just
There's a quote. There's a quote. I'll come out with a quote, and it's by Oscar Wilde. And this is you, Brian. I can resist anything except temptation.
Yeah.
There you go. There you
I
go.
love that one.
Absolutely. Not amazing. So listen, Brian, I'm going to ask you the same as I asked Marius, and it's the title of tonight's show podcast. We have to be ruthless in this window. And what's your take on it?
Absolutely. Yes. We need to be ruthless in every window. I don't mean breaking the bank, getting to an arm race, or spending like that expression with drug sailors or whatever. Just being resourceful, utilizing every tool at our abilities, scouting, development, and recruitment. You find someone, go in and get them. Which makes me nervous about this whole Thuram and Kone deal. I don't know what's going on with that, but other than the agreement, I'm hoping you have more. But yes, we have to be ruthless to answer your question.
We have to be. We have to be.
Yes.
And look who's there. Look.
Hey, hello.
Oh, Tommy, our midfield looks better.
But our midfield is solid now, isn't it? Our midfield.
Yes.
We've got Mbappe in the back of the car. We've got McAllister.
I apologise.
Yeah, there's McAllister.
I apologise for being late, Frank. But I've been trying to book flights for Cork on Tuesday. And boarding passes. That's why I'm late.
So no problem. It's brilliant just to see our back four. This is our back four.
Well, God help us then.
Yeah, right.
Can I just
Alice incoming? Yeah.
Can I just
Hey, Brian. Hey, Marius.
How
you doing?
Yeah, look, can I just go through a few comments here, to keep the lads, stop them from swearing at us because we're not reading them out. But anyway, just let me go through them, please. Please let me go through. Right. Mbappe's mum wanted him to go to Liverpool, just like Bellingham's dad. Whatever. And this is the way it is. This is the way it is. Paul Burke says, Not Thiago. As said before, Thiago bought 5 years too late. And you're spot on. It was 5 years too late. But the problem is, we've got him, and he's on the wane. Not that he's not still a great footballer, but it hits him on the hip, and he's out. He's got a bad hip. Once you get a bad hip, that's the end. Believe it.
Yeah.
Salah is as clinical as anyone, Brian. Paul Beck says. And I think he's right. Saleh, he says, do you think Batatic gets another chance in the starting 11? No, I'm going to go to you on this. I'm going to go right back to you on this after I read 2 more comments. So bear this in mind. Do you think by this Saleh, I think that's a good question actually. Do you think Batatic gets another chance in the starting 11 or he becomes a squad player? And Paul Beck says, welcome, Brian. So he's made up. Nothing's down for you there, Tom, yet. Mark Price says, Núñez has all the potential there. He showed glimpses last season. He clearly lacked confidence in front of goal. A big move from Benfica to Liverpool for huge money. There is a lot of pressure on him. So hopefully next season he is on it. Now, I'll get back to that as well, which I'll include McAllister in that, what he's just said, okay, about Núñez. So let's go to Saleh. And I'll go to you, Brian, in the back of the car in Seattle.
Get dark there, Brian. You there? Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, does the Badger get another shot at start? Well, yeah, he'll get a shot at it, but right now I think he's a squad player. I mean, there's no rush. I mean, he'll get some starting minutes. I'm guessing some of the lower cup matches, FA Cup or some of the other cup appearances, and he'll work his way into the starting lineup. I'm assuming that Kone and Thuram or at least 2 other quality midfielders are coming. So there's no rush to throw him in and get throw him into the Wolves. He can work his way through in camp and training, and he'll get his minutes. But he'll work in definitely. I think that the talent's there.
Well, what do you think, Marios?
Yeah, I think last season Bajcetic showed us his quality, and but I think we asked him more than he could, and that what was appropriate for his age. So we need to protect his talent. We need to help him to be progressively be in the team alongside great players in the midfield. That's why we need also to sign new quality midfielders, because they will help players like Bajcetic to shine. And yes, I think he can be a really useful squad player only if we invest in the right way.
Tom, I'll read it out again. Do you think Bajcetic gets another chance in the starting 11, or he becomes of a squad player?
Myself personally, he's better than a squad player. And with pre-season coming on, Jurgen Klopp will see how he plays. And for me, you're going about the age, Marios, Brian.
Yeah.
If he's good enough, he's old enough. And that's what I say. And when he come out the team, he was our best player.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he had to be. I think, Tommy, I'm not being funny when I say this, but I think anybody, look at Curtis Jones.
True enough, yeah.
When he was Bajcetic's age. And I'm only going back, 3 years ago when he was Bajcetic's age.
Yeah.
And, even last season and the season before, he wasn't good. Now he's been playing brilliant.
Right.
Why?
Okay.
Because of the stagnation in midfield.
Well, what's one thing though? I mean, Sure. Age does play a bit. I mean, Batistucci's what, 18, 19? And he's out there amongst 24, 25, 26-year-olds out there. It's not so much the talent; it's the physicality. So I'd say just bring him along slowly. Let him strengthen up. Let him beef up. I mean, a bad example: Raheem Sterling when he was like 17 years old or 18 years old. There, yeah, he had talent. He had blistering pace or whatever, but he was light on the ball and he's getting knocked off the ball much easier. And as he got older, a few years later, he put on some more muscle, put on some more weight, and he was a little harder to ride off. Yes, he dives that aside, but the point is, we don't need, unless he's walking in ready to take a job now, because there's no sense in rushing. Just bring him along slowly, let him develop some more. We have the luxury of that now. Well, hopefully we will, but let him come along slowly.
I can understand what you're saying, Brian. I can understand what you're saying. But for me, if Batistucci, when he comes through pre-season, he'll be as ready as any one of them.
Okay.
And I would have him in the team from the start, and he's only going to get confidence and better if he plays in the team.
Sure. If he walks in and takes a job, it's okay. He claims number 6 or 8, and he's okay. Yeah, just he plays lights out in camp, and Klopp gives it to him. There's no dispute. There's no disagreement from me. But I'm just saying. But if not, well, I'm not in a rush to throw him in there. But if he eventually takes a job, hey, fair play.
I'll put it this way. I'd have him in before Thiago.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Okay. No. Okay. So let me just read these. I've got to take this here. I've got a message here. I've got to take it. Unfortunately, it's business. Sending the mob around to you lot. It's business. So you know, see that, Tom? Welcome, Tommy.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway, I'm going to read this out, and this reminds me of the comment made before. Okay, that's J-League, lad. Nunes has all the potential there. He showed glimpses last season. He clearly lacked confidence in front of goal. A big move from Benfica to Liverpool for huge money. There is a lot of pressure on him. So hopefully next season he is on it. I want you to discuss that. It's only while I take this, if you don't mind, please.
Right. No.
Okay.
But the way I look at Nunes, right, Marios, the way I look at Nunes, the only way he's going to improve and stop him being erratic is playing in the team with the players around him. And he can only get better if he's in the team. That's my opinion.
Yeah. And he also needs to be more confident, I think. Yes. It was really difficult for him to shine in a team that it was mediocre from the very first day this season. So it was a toxic atmosphere for the first game week. So then he sent off against Palace, and it was a really, really big hit to his confidence. So Liverpool in general never restored their confidence until the last game weeks. So did Nunes.
I totally agree with that, Marios. I totally agree with that. See, when he got sent off, he'd only just come into the team. He didn't know how he played, where he was playing. He's got to be in the side.
Yeah.
I remember when of the other players where he should be. Calm down. He will score a lot of goals for us.
Yeah. And I remember when he scored against City in the Community Shield, we all thought, that was the crucial moment. He scored against City in the start of the season, so here we go. Let's smash home many goals. But it was. But his stats were not that bad. We have to say, if we take in mind the season and all the atmosphere, I think in a better Liverpool he will be better as well.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. What do you think, Greg?
Well, it wasn't his fault, as you said. We all had huge expectations on him after he scored against City, But you think about it,
Yeah.
what do you have around him? He was being Salah was neutralized pretty much. We just isolated, playing out in the wide, and every defender collapsed on him, and they said, "Okay, go ahead, Nunez. You can score. You can win the game. Go ahead, win it." But he had not much as far as supports around him. It wasn't until Gakpo came, and we saw that that'll burst again in mid season or let's say mid January or so. So I think we'll see a different Nunez this year.
I totally agree with what you're
And
saying,
with
Black.
Gakpo,
I totally agree with what you're saying. But when he's playing with Gakpo, with Salah, with either Nunez or Diaz to the other side, he's going to learn where they want him.
Yes.
And he'll only learn that by being in the team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. I still think he can't play alongside Diaz. I think Diaz
No,
hurts
I'm
his
saying
development.
one or the other.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But yeah, definitely. I think in season under his belt, just like Gakpo, there'll be a much better, put on a much better appearance, a much better show than last season. I mean, essentially the ball just rolled out to him and say, "Here, go score, go win the games," and that wasn't going to work first year in a new league.
It's just my opinion. Just my opinion. I think Gakpo is going to be one of our most improved players next season.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're going to see the
He'll
real
be our
guy.
new Firmino, I think.
Yeah.
He
without a doubt.
A perfect fit for the very first day. When he after some weeks, he looked like a player that he's in the club for years. He fits perfectly.
Yeah, but he eased his way in, Marius. Me and Frank used to talk on the phone, and we didn't see nothing from it. And all of a sudden, as Brian just said, he's going to be the new Bobby. He's going to be the new Bobby.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, agree.
Yeah.
Because when you look at our forward line next year, does Masudi play? Salah, Gakpo, Nunez, Diaz, Jota. We've got a hell of a forward line there next year. Hell of a forward line.
I still think we need one more, though. I heard you talking earlier, but I think we need one more forward. Just a clinical finisher. Just not so much a disruptor like Diaz or Jota or someone, but someone who just go on and just knock goals in.
Don't you think McAllister can come in behind them?
McAllister?
Yeah.
No. I think McAllister's a good signing, but I don't know if he can do that.
Yeah, but if we're going to get a goal scorer in midfielder, I think McAllister is the one who's going to score goals for us.
Oh, I meant forward. We need one more forward, just a clinical finisher, so we can bring on and just knock in goals. Because you have a lot of disruptors who can score.
The thing is, Brian, is FSG going to pay for another striker? I doubt it.
Therein lies it. Yeah, there's the other challenge. So I don't know what's happening here with. We've heard all these numbers from what's been leaked to the social media. We're going to give Klopp this much, or we're going to spend this much. Well, and the last thing I saw was something about, we're going to wait a few weeks to sign this midfielder, and we're looking at central defender. So a flag goes up. Does that mean that the investment is not coming through, or what's happening?
In my opinion, Brian, I would rather buy a right back than a forward.
I agree with that. I'd say do both. I mean, it's not a pressing need, but if you have a little extra laying around after you move on some players, I'd say right back, center back, and then get the forward. But I think we need one still.
If we put Trent back there, we're going backwards. Trent has proven what he wants to do in the team, and it's been a revelation the last 6 or 7 games. So we need a right back.
Yes. So is it Benjamin Pavard? Is that who's coming on board? He's center back and right back. So is he the choice?
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't knock that choice at all. No, I'll go with it.
No complaints. And I heard Timicus is staying as well, which is good.
Yeah, it is good.
Yes.
Yes. I was
I
starting
don't know
to feel
about
a
you
little
two.
concerned about this. Yes.
I don't know about you two, but I'm really excited about next season. I'm really
I,
looking forward to the start of it.
I am too, but I'm tempering it. I don't want to get my hopes up too high because we're seeing right now the early movement and the identification of targets and moving quickly to sign them. I don't want to get my hopes too high just to be disappointed again. If something happens and there's a lull, and then the 11th hour of the last day of the season, also we get another loan. So I'm excited. I really want to be excited about it, but I'm just reserving.
I'll ask both of you this. I'll ask Marios and you, Brian.
Yeah.
Do you think Jurgen Klopp has got another Premiership title?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do I.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the goal this summer should be again. I mean, watching City win the treble just turned my stomach, and not dwelling on the last season, but we were this close to a quad, and to see this drop off so far, and then they secure the treble, I think that should be the starting point. Instead of, okay, what do we need to do to get back there? And that goes back to the reservation on the season. The what?
We were so poor, middle of the season. That's where we lost everything.
Oh, we lost the beginning of the season. We lost it in the summer. We
could have reset. We could have got back. But the middle, I mean, if we would have started the way we finished, we more than likely would have won the league.
Well, yeah. We made a gallant effort to make a run from 7th place to get to 5th. Again, with the supports, we could have made that run towards the title.
We were 30 points behind where we were last season.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my point.
Crazy.
Yeah, we tied one hand behind our backs, then all of a sudden rallied from 30 points back. So I hope I hope the light comes on. So okay, all right, get our targets and go in and get them early, get them to camp. Yeah,
I can't.
But
I can't wait to get. I can't wait to get Frank from behind that couch.
Oh, I know, right?
I don't know what you're being shocking, but I have to take that. I'm awfully sorry for it.
No, I'm ready.
Everyone out there, I'm awfully sorry. But anyway, Brian McGivern says, no, he doesn't. Brian Edley says, good evening, lads, just out of the workhouse. Come on and watch. Good to see you all, lads. Brian, Marios, Patrick.
I like Brian.
Did you?
Because I've been in Dublin.
Yeah, did you see him? No? Did you see him? No.
No, I didn't see him.
Oh, that's lovely. That is.
I might see him in Cork next week, though.
In where?
Cork.
I just want to.
I won't be on next. I won't be on next Tuesday. I'll be flying to Cork by then.
Oh, you're going to Cork? Okay.
Cork, yeah.
Yes, the real capital, as Kira says. Yes.
Yeah.
Keep that quiet. Keep that quiet.
I got quiet on that
one. We've only just booked it today.
It's going everywhere. Anyway, Paul Beck says, Charlie Wood says, I'm assuming we are only going for squad players. Want you to come in with. I think we got to start myself by getting here. Hang on, what's this? I think he got to start myself getting here, done him, and just I'll done him and us a favour. Hopefully, who's that? Is that? I was just talking about Kaiser or somebody?
No,
I don't know.
Pass the chest, Maxima.
I don't think Klopp, his soul boy Fran, would want to play Batatic as much as he had to last season. He's got to be managed, even though he is so talented. Good answer, that.
Good point.
Good comment.
Well, I'm afraid I don't agree with it. If he's good enough, get him in the team.
No, because how many players have been burnt out?
Frank, You've seen young players come into teams. I mean, the prime example for me is Wayne Rooney, 16 years of age.
What about
Did
Steven
he burn
Gerrard?
out?
What about
Did,
Michael Owen?
did Gerrard burn out?
But you
So why can't Batiček be like that?
Tommy, you can go on and on and on about young players making it.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, look, he went off injured. He was out for the rest of the season, Tommy. And this was what the burden was on him. And hang on a minute, can I finish? My problem was with the other boy, the other lads who said about, I think it was Si Lee, who said about Nunes. You know, no, I forget who it was. And he said about him, you know, being, you know, not hitting the ground running and hit and miss and whatever, you know, and I lost confidence. And just imagine if that the same thing would happen to McAllister with no one around him.
So what are we going to do? We're going to leave McAllister on the line and just bed him in?
No, I'm not saying that, Tommy.
No.
He's got to have someone with Tommy. How many times have we said, me and you, that our midfield is gone? It's gone. How many times did we say it? All through the season, every half time.
You know, in my opinion,
you can't just bring in.
In my opinion, when Batiček was injured, right?
Yeah.
And Klopp said he's out for the season. I think that was Klopp's decision to do that. I think he was ready to come back 3 or 4 games before the end of the season. But he kept him out, protecting him.
Yeah. Well, that's a great move. I mean, again, you're protecting him. You're not jerking with his psyche.
I'm not knocking that.
He played for a few weeks, and he's okay. Sit and take notes and observe.
I'm not knocking that, but it's what I want him to do. If he's good enough, you get him in the team.
Well, great, yeah. If he's good enough to walk in and take a job, say take Henderson's job or take Fabinho's job or take
without a doubt,
walk in and do it. But
without a doubt,
I don't think he's not quite there yet, though. That's why I say bring him along slowly, and during the season, as he plays a few minutes here and there, lower cups, and if he proves himself, he's ready to take a job and see if I February, then bring him in. But I'm not going to throw him in August. Say, okay, all right, the job is yours. Go, unless he's like absolutely outstanding, or if he's like showing giving us a world class performance. But yeah, I'll bring him along slowly. February, okay, here's the keys. See what you can do. You disagree? Okay.
I would have him in the team from the start.
Okay.
Well, Mark Weiss says, I totally agree with that. Nunes was playing in a struggling team. Mm-hmm. So hopefully Liverpool are far more settled next season. I'll get back to that. And Nunes truly shows his potential. You know, that's what Mark's saying. We need a poacher in the middle, says Charlie Wood.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Brian Headley says, lads, I think we need to go and get another Crouchy type of player for just the last 10 minutes of games or so if things aren't working well, aka plan A. It wouldn't really be our style, but it could work. That's what he says. And he carries on by saying, the writing was on the wall right away, lads, after the Fulham away game last season. And this was after we bulldozed City the week before in the Charity Shield. Remember when I said to you, Tommy, we were speaking at half time, I said, Tommy, do yourself a favour and me. Get the Manchester City game on the week before we played. And the commentator actually said, it's no use looking any further than these two teams.
Yeah.
Said that. I thought that. Tommy thought
that. You thought it as well.
You thought it as well, Brian. But we knew, I said, we need midfielders. I said it. Before the window shut. I was vindicated. Diaz and Jota made the difference at the end of last season. Good point. Good shout.
Yeah. And we missed them both. We missed them so much during the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Excuse me there, boys. Stephen Snape says, late on play, gentlemen, please accept my apologies. To be ruthless in the transfer market, we need owners, comes back to the owners, willing to display financial commitment. There's the dichotomy. And he's right.
Yeah.
He's right. He's so right. Because if we don't show any, well, Marius said the terminology before, ambition. And if there's no ambition this summer of the promise of a war chest and the promise, if you like, to even Klopp said at the beginning of last season when we got Arthur Mello on the loan, you were right and I was wrong about the midfield. One midfielder does not fill the gap. It doesn't. We need two more to go alongside him. That's in my opinion.
So are we getting the two, or have you heard any word on that? Or what two are we getting?
No, we've been linked. This is what we were saying before, Brian. Marius and myself. We've been linked with that many players. It's coming out of our ears.
Yeah.
Well, what we're afraid of is that we won't get any of them, only in the bargain basements as usual. But we need, look, Manchester United have just been taken over by Qatar. Oh,
yeah.
Audience coming in, they finished above us. Newcastle, this year, me and Marius were talking before, or Marius and myself was talking before, and I said, how many points were they behind us? Not just last season, but for seasons.
Yeah.
For seasons. And they finished above us this season simply because they bought players, certain players, and they finished above us. And this is what's going to happen again with the.
That's the nature of the beast, though. I mean, that is. We say that. I mean, talk about that a lot. And that's the nature of it. These are the people you're competing with. These are the quote unquote big clubs which you profess to be able to compete with. They have deep pockets or whatever. Either you're going to go to get into an arms race with them, go deep pockets toe to toe, or you're going to go scout, develop in house. And we've seen neither. So it's one of those things. Right at this point now, it's like either fish or cut bait. What are you going to do? Are you going to compete with these big clubs, or are you going to just sort of be content as a middling mid-table?
Yeah, and it's a pity. Yes.
Go on.
It's a pity if you think that we have a manager like Jürgen at the bench. It's a really pity. He has shown what miracles he can do with no money. So imagine if he had money.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit extra bit of cash. So yeah, I mean, that's what we're gonna do. So these are the players you want. Go and get him signed, okay? Get him signed quickly. That way you don't have to sit around in the middle of the transfer window and say, okay, well, we have to shell up or putting up $75 million for this player we could have had earlier or whatever. Just identify what you need, go in and get it, and that's what we're gonna have to do if we're not gonna spend like the like these oil-rich clubs. That's it. That's all.
Well, I think this is not a shock to anyone. Charlie Wood says Michael Owen was burnt out by the time he was 25. And don't forget, he was playing for England.
I wouldn't agree with that either.
Okay. Well, he only played.
The way I look at our team, Frank, right? We need the right back.
Yeah.
Then we've got Trent, Fabinho, Bacachek, and maybe Jones. I'm not saying we don't need another one or two. We do.
And that midfield is going to bring us up to that level. Really, serious.
Whoa. hang on, Frank. We need a right back before we need a forward, right? In my opinion.
Agree.
Fabinho and maybe Curtis in the middle. Our forwards, to me, are sound. I'm not saying we don't need another one or two midfielders, but who's to say that we're not going to do it? That's just your opinion.
Yeah, it's everyone's opinion. It's everyone's opinion, but you know, only last week and the week before, somebody was saying we need 3 midfielders.
Yes. Now, if we get a right back, we've got one. We've got Barticek, which is 2. So we need another 2.
Okay, so what you're saying is, you get a right back. You're putting Trent in the midfield, and you want Badger, and you want McAllister in front of him. I'm assuming we're playing three-man midfield.
And Fabinho as the older.
Okay, so you're going 4-man midfield. Okay, all right. Okay,
I'm not worried.
you need to get.
I'm not even that worried.
It's worrying me, honestly. That was worrying me.
Yeah. I mean, I love the fact that.
So what don't you agree with that? What don't you agree with?
I don't agree with. Okay, I agree with you. If you want to put Trent in the midfield, and again, if you're playing a 3-man midfield, then I want 2 disruptors in front of him. I want 2 ball winners in front of him. Is Badgett that guy? He could be.
Yeah.
Is McAllister more of a disruptor like that? I think he's more box to box. But he could be, sure. But I want 2 strong mids in front of Trent if he's going to sit back there in front of the center back. If
Fabinho could do
back
that.
to that position, what you think?
Fabinho can do that.
Fabinho is serviceable. He's a squad player now. I would say if you're going to bring someone in, don't sign someone unless they're coming in here to take a job. Fabinho being serviceable in a pinch at this point, but right now I'd say you need to bring in a full-on defensive mid like a Kone. Or again, two disruptors to play higher up.
I'd love that Cassini.
Yes.
Cassini? Okay, sure, yeah. Well, that's my point. He's coming in to take a job. Yeah.
Brilliant, right. But anyway, let's see what the lads are saying. Mark Weiss says, as we know, the elite level to compete and stay there, huge finances are needed. That is today's modern game, sadly.
Which we haven't got.
Can I finish, Tom? It's a comment from a lad.
Yeah. It is, yeah.
Otherwise, Man City are going to dominate for years to come. And also, they're already dominating. So,
and not only them.
Also, there is the potential rise of Newcastle to contend with as well. But not only Newcastle, because there's the Qataris have just taken over Manchester United.
Yeah.
Then we've got Chelsea.
Yeah.
And who is Pochettino's new manager? Who's the manager of Pochettino?
Can I just say something? We're Man City in charge of everything when we won the league. We're the best team in Europe. When we won the league.
Tommy, listen to me now. You came in late, right? And we were discussing this before. We said that Jurgen Klopp allowed the squad to stagnate as Pep was selling players and bringing new players in.
Yes.
He relied
That's the
on
difference.
the same squads. We said about a midfield. A midfielder. I gave the analogy, I never gave the analogy. I just said this. Imagine when Thiago was signed, and said, we're not going to buy another midfielder until summer 2023. Would that have been believed? No, it wouldn't. Even when Ginny went, would it have been believed that we're not going to replace Ginny until 2023. It's as simple as that, son. It's as simple as that. We need another, in my opinion, we need another 2 top quality midfielders. Simple as that.
We've been saying this for 2 years.
And
Well, we've had to.
Fabinho's concerned, no, he's gone. He's gone, Fab. He's
Fabinho, yeah, he's a squad player, just like Curtis Jones. If you think we're going to rebuild around Curtis Jones,
4 teams. You just mentioned 4 teams: City,
Yes.
United, Chelsea, and Newcastle. So if we
Yes.
come 5th next year, that'll be all right.
No, that's not what he's saying. But you know, this is the landscape. This is what we're facing right now. You have other clubs with not only deep pockets, but when they have the opportunity to strengthen, they go strengthen. Granted,
But we faced that 3 years ago
60, 70 million pound players, but they're doing it. They're not sitting around thinking, okay, well, we need midfield.
Right.
Let's go sign this person on
3
loan.
years ago when we won the league. We faced that problem 3 years ago when we won the league.
And haven't faced it since. We needed midfield then and did nothing. All those clubs that we just mentioned, they went in, they identified players they needed, and they went and got them. Especially City. Okay, Aguero's getting older. He's getting old. Let's go get Haaland. We need Phillips in the midfield. Even though they didn't play him, but they saw we need a midfielder. We need a holding midfield this position. Go get him. We needed midfield for how many years and didn't get it? We got Arthur Melo. Melo? Really? The guy who was injured coming in, got injured again, and did nothing until the end of the season. So that's the actual difference. It's not the wallet size. It's the ambition. It's the vision. It's the foresight. That's half the battle there. So yeah, if we act like we continue to act like we're doing, we'll be lucky to finish 5th.
Well, Stephen Snape says the opportunity to put the club back where it belongs. Hang on, son, let me finish. Because one of the lads have commented, and they take the time to comment. The opportunity to put the club back where it belongs will have been squandered by FSG, not backing Jürgen. Other clubs have stolen a march on us. No one can deny that. While we have stagnated due to the lack of foresight and investment, I've put as well. I've put foresight and stroke investment. And Paul Burke says he's worried. He's really worried.
Well, I'm glad I'm not you, Paul.
It is still still too late because of these don't be swearing, boys, please keep it on, please. And Paul Burke, as I said, he says I'm worried. He's worried about the market, the window. Don't trust Fabinho, lads, one bit now. That's what I meant last week. Him, Enzo and Thiago should be sold, but they wouldn't be a bad option for just one season on the bench.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all we talk about on the bench. Squad players, this, that, and the other.
But that's what we're not saying.
No. If we get a full strength team, we're as good as any of them.
This is why we're saying we need not just McAllister. We need two to go with him.
Yes.
And we need a centre back. We've said this. We said it last week. We said it the week before. We need 2 more midfielders, and we need a centre back, and if you want a right back, because last season,
Frank, we know we're not going to get them.
No, this is the point, but we won't be at the level with what the players we've got. We can't be. We cannot be. No matter what Jürgen Klopp does. No matter what. The miracles have gone. He's got to bring in the top quality players that he can play. Am I right or am I wrong?
My glass is always half full.
And part of it, we need a bench as well. We need depth. I mean, how many seasons have we gone in with these thin squads? Because the Oxleys, Ketas, and who else has been in the physio room half the season? And look at the numbers over the last 3, 4, 5, 6 years. Look at the amount of miles that Trent's put on his legs. Salah, all of those players, and you know what? It finally caught up to us. What was a stat I saw last year? Trent's played the closest person who's played as many minutes at right back as Trent is I think was Walker, and he's played like the equivalent of a season and a half less. You need depth, and there's nothing wrong with being a squad player if we have qualities. I mean, Jordan, Thiago, and Jordan and Fabinho have had their heyday. They can still add quality to the squad. They have experience. They played at top level, and they can step in a pinch. But we've got to get younger, and we've got to get some fresh legs in the squad. That's all there is to it.
Well, that's Soul Boy France.
We've just been talking about Bafetchek.
Well, that midfield, this is Soul Boy Fran.
Yeah.
That midfield, Trent, Batatic, McAllister, Fabinho would get run over because they are far too slow.
Well, I don't know who said that, but he's wrong.
Well, that's Soul Boy Fran. He's just a supporter.
Well, he's wrong.
I agree with that.
Why slow?
No.
Why
I
slow?
don't even see where he's coming from there.
Well, it's Batatic. It's
There are
Batatic.
3 to 4 players that are really energetic. Why? It's Trent, Bajcetic, and McAllister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't understand that, me, Mark.
What do you say, Fabinho, Henderson, and Thiago? Oh yeah, they'll get rolled.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why we can't afford to have, the likes of those.
I mean, I guess some clubs, I guess the Burnley, Burnley upcoming. Some of the Burnleys of the world, some of the clubs are like again, still park the bus and collapsing one in their half. Sure, okay. Thiago, Henderson, and Fabinho, they'll work out. They'll be just fine. They'll give Klopp some options. But the other clubs now want to play. I mean, okay, Newcastle, City, not Chelsea so much, but United, they're gonna play wide open now. They don't want to run the ball, play run and gun, and we need the midfield. We need players there to support for that.
Well, do you
Especially
agree
with the high line.
Do you agree with this? What Brian McGivern says? I keep saying McGivern. Brian Edley says, "Schoolboy error by Klopp. It really made me judge his ambition. He should have been smashing these idiots' doors out, meaning FSG, obviously, from the start. The big man's only fault, but a huge one. Obviously.
Totally agree with that.
This is for players. This is to invest. This is
I
why.
totally agree with that comment.
I'm not arguing with anybody. It's a discussion. No one's arguing with anybody, but it's a discussion. It's a discussion. There are people saying, which is great. We don't need any forwards. But there's other people saying, yeah, well, let's bring another forward in because we've lost Bobby Firmino. Why didn't we just keep Bobby?
Bobby was done. He has time to go.
Yeah.
We've said this for years, Frank. We've said this for years. Jürgen, I wouldn't want anybody else, only Jürgen Klopp, in charge of our team. But he's got to be shut down sometimes.
He's got to be shut down. This is what we were saying, and this is what Lance was saying. That's what Brian Headley says. We should have been smashing the doors down of the owners. Yeah. But remember at the start of the season, and he said, I agree with what the owners are doing.
Yeah.
And look where we finished. You can't say things like, not to fans who like the football and could see where we were going.
And where's you been?
You've got to be held accountable.
Oh, yeah.
And he has
totally
mistakes. Remember at our time, Tommy, when we've gone like that, look at our bench. It can come on it to change the game. And we said on a numerous occasions, Tommy, we said this, when the likes of young young Cavallo was sitting on the bench,
Exactly.
and he's brought
Yeah.
from Milner for 10 minutes to go.
Yeah.
What's he brought him?
Forgot about him and all, by the way. Forgot about him.
So, but then again, Henderson. Look, would Henderson get in the top 8 of a football team?
No.
Simple as that. Top 8. Yeah. Klopp wants to keep him. Now, why does he want to keep him? Because he hasn't got the money to replace him.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
We haven't got a game changer on the bench.
No, we've said that all season. All season. Yeah. Can I just go to love them. FSG have given us too many false dawns. That's so right. That's Paul Beck. Paul Beck says that. Right. I'm going to go through these because there's a good... lads, what do you think of Ward-Prowse? Don't say nothing yet, says Brian McGivern. Henderson, Fabinho, squad or bench players now. We need at least 2 midfielders alongside Batic. Or as Brian calls him, Badger. And or Trent. Right, so he says that. Brian says the situation, the keeper situation still worries me, lads. If Ali gets injured, my God. Yep.
God, Adrian.
If Cahill leaves.
Yeah. The keeper
He's staying, isn't he?
What?
Is he staying?
He's staying.
We don't know, do we? We don't know. We really don't know. We don't know the situation.
Well, we don't know whether he's leaving either.
Well, yeah, he said he wants first team. He's first team ready, and he wants first team. So he won't get it here unless we move Allison. And okay, is he? Can he supplant Allison? Would you go into the season with Kelleher? Is he number 1?
No, yeah. What you do with Kelleher is give him all the cup games.
Yeah, I agree. But if he's happy with that, great. But it didn't sound like he was. Sounded like he wanted to move. I'm sorry, Frank.
I don't think we can afford. I don't think we can afford to lose him. Put it that way.
I want Marius to read this next comment out.
Wow, my mark. 100% Frank. Manchester City, of course, dominate already, but we continue to, as we know, Newcastle, Manchester United, and Chelsea will get stronger without question. Jurgen did a great job to win the Premier League back in 2020. Hopefully next season we can challenge again. McAllister is a great signing. We still need more strength in midfield, a new centre half and the right back, as Tommy said. Hopefully Klopp gets the funds. Otherwise, next season potentially we will be another tough one.
I'll just say this. Okay,
how many times do we go over this?
Go on.
We go over it week after week after week.
Mm-hmm.
FSG, no commitment to the club, doesn't back Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp, for me, can be a yes man because he won't rattle a cage. We can talk about it until we're blue in the face. Nothing will change.
We do.
Until Jurgen Klopp.
But we do. But other pods, Tommy, you want to listen to them because they're coming out saying, "Oh, look who we're after," and they're reading from a paper. They're reading, "Oh, look, this fella saying this, whatever. Look what he says," and they're reading from the Echo. We don't do that because we can see with our own eyes what's happening and where we're going wrong and where we went wrong last season. And what these lads are saying.
And we'll go wrong this season as well.
Exactly. And it's just like what Brian Edley says. Lads, we need strength and speed in the engine room. What's the engine room? It's midfield. It's as simple as that.
Are we going to get them? No.
And Darren O'Connor says, "All right, lads, the boys, hope you're all well." No, he should have been on. Why didn't he come on?
Who's that?
That's Daz, he's from America. Well, he's a
Darren.
Liverpool man. He lives in
Oh,
America.
Darren, yeah.
You remember when he said, I've got to leave you, lads. I said,
You have to go and get the kids.
Go and get the kids from school. He's on the school run. That's great. That's great. We're all right, Darren. We're all shouting at everyone. Oh, it's great. It's great. But, right, let's see. Oh, yeah, and Paul Beck says, if he wants to play for his country, so needs to play first team football. That's Kelleher, that is. Paul Beck says. And he does want to play for his country.
He deserves it.
Kelleher needs to go out on loan. We can't let him go on a permanent move, says Charlie Wood.
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see that, Tommy? By Mark Price.
Yeah.
Well, leaders out there.
Jürgen said basically last season, what he achieved in the past with Liverpool was his saving grace, and that is right for the season. But next season, we all know the pressure on Jürgen will be intensified if Liverpool are struggling. It's modern day business. It's financial. I am a massive fan of Jürgen. I know, as we all know, if he's given the funds, Liverpool will thrive again.
Spot on.
Spot on. Yes.
Spot on. That's why the title in the pod, we have to be ruthless in this window. And to be ruthless in the window, what's needed?
Players.
What's needed? Investment.
Money. Investment.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's investment. That's what's needed. That's the ruthlessness.
Well,
Thanks
no,
for
you hear some guys saying, we don't want all billions. We do want all billions, because that's what's needed to put us on level with City.
I'd love to sit them all down and I was nearly scored then in a big hall, with the oil millions. Honestly, I'd love to give them a lecture. I'd give them a 3-hour lecture about human rights.
Wrong sport for that.
Human rights.
Frank,
I'd give them all a 3-hour lecture. And not one
Frank,
of them.
I totally agree. I totally agree with what you're saying. But it doesn't matter. It's business. And we need not millions, we need billions to compete with Newcastle, City, United, Chelsea. We can't compete with them.
You can compete with them. But again, a lot of it has to do with your will, your determination, your ambition.
And no one's got more than that in Jürgen Klopp.
Well, Brian says, lads, really, when we think about it, apart from the forward line, we need a new player in every department, and we have no chance. That's what he's saying.
Spot
That's
on.
a very good point.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Charlie Wood says, there are sites out there making stories up every day. Thank you so much for saying that, Charlie, because that's what I'm trying to say. We're having discussions about what we need, about the investment. Now, I'm going to ask you all a question, and I'm going to start off with you, Tommy, because you're sitting there like a big...
I'm fuming. I am fuming.
There like an oligarch going everywhere, going on holidays.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to ask you this. Right? Then I'm going to go to... I'm going to go to these as well. I'm going to ask them. And this is a simple question. I'm going to go to you first, then to you, Brian, then to you, Marius.
Okay.
And to all you lads out there, and girls if there's any listening in. Do you think if the window goes bust this summer, what should or would you like to see our owners sell up and go? Over to you, Tom.
I'd like them to sell our club to somebody who can run it.
Simple as that. Okay. What about you, Brian?
Yes, sell it.
They're quick answers. What about you,
Yes.
Murray?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll just
Get out of that, Frank.
I'll just wait for the lads to come in and go, Tommy the oligarch says Charlie Wood.
Go to bed, Charlie.
Tommy the oligarch. Fucking that, isn't it? Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Hang on, Frank. You haven't given your opinion, yes?
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Yeah, there's a cracker by Darren there, Daz O'Connor. Say no to sport washing as you lose the soul of the club, but just like the city out. Now, that's one of those questions about I'd love to sit in or give a lecture to Liverpool fans, big hall filled, no matter how many's there. And I'd give a
Frank,
lecture.
you just asked us for a question, which you haven't answered yet.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'd want to see them go. Without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, go. Just go. Finish.
Yeah. Reminds me of that scene in Tombstone, right? Where Curly Bill says, "Well, bye."
Because you see the head blowing up the street.
And that's Charlie would say is close us down. And they will close us down. Snapey says, we're swimming with sharks, we're sporting dentures from a defunct dentist. Just because of that. By the sharks. It's heartbreaking and he's so right. He's so right. And I wonder if they put new red seats in the New Anfield Road stand, because if you look at the main stand, the bottom tier is pink. They just kept the old seats, which faded. No, that'll be done, Brian. Believe me, everything's getting done. Everything. Which is,
I'm forever the optimist, put it that way. I'm excited about next season.
Well, do you think, okay, I'll go back to that. Me blue nose boss pulling me back to where. Great debate tonight. Loved it. Take care, all. You never walk alone, Paul Bay.
You never walk alone, mate.
Well, Paul.
Walk alone.
That's lovely, that, isn't it? And that's just lovely. So, as I said, Tommy the oligarch. You got a yacht, Tommy. Why are you going away? He's always going away. Douglas James, I don't know this.
I'm only going to Ireland.
Well, Douglas James, I told him first time, like that other lad before. And Douglas says, the only way to be ruthless with signings now as fans come together and force FSG out today. 12 years of Moneyball policies, brilliant. 3 different managers, FSG out today, you never walk alone.
That is not going to happen.
No, it's not. Why won't it happen, though? Who's the mouthpiece?
Because FSG are too cute, they're too business-wise. If they want to go, they will go. But while they're making money, they're not going over.
But Paul Beck says sell, because I asked those lads the question. Let's see. Brian, Qatar, Saudi all day long, says Brian Edley.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree.
Don't lose your bus pass.
But FSG have made £5 billion. They've made £5 billion over since they've been in charge of us. $5 billion.
Yeah. No, they have. That's $5 billion gone on the pitch now. Do you know what the excuse is? Which is nuts. And someone called us out today, and it said it's no way. The wages, we can't afford players because of the wages.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Exactly.
I'm not having it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, here's a question, Frank. I'm reading one, but real quick. Where do you think this club would be if we didn't have Fernando Torres when FSG bought it?
Yeah, true enough. And the people forget that. People forget. It's we could, as Tommy said before.
It's a good question.
As Tommy said before, we could be saying this until we're blue in the face.
Sure.
But anyway, Brian says we have to move with times. SOS and others need to wise up. Our club, our institution is being left behind. And that's a very, very good point. And he Snapey,
Right.
he says, I disagree with Tommy. Unless we reinforce substantially, I'm full of trepidation for next season. That's when you said, you're full of optimism.
Oh, well. Yeah. I am. I can't wait. I can't wait. But the thing is with us, we can see what we like, FSG in, FSG out. They're still our owners. They're still running the club. So what we've got to do is back up and hope we come good.
Well, Charlie Wood says FSG will buy another player to placate the fans. Well, it depends on that. We'd only just go and get that Casino. I'd love him here. And I wouldn't mind that, all right. McAllister, brilliant, because they've got legs and they're strong.
We're talking as fans, though, Frank. We're talking as fans who love our club.
Yeah.
They are businessmen.
Would that constitute...
They're businessmen. They're not bothered about the fans. They're not bothered as long as they're making money.
But we've discussed that loads of times, Tommy, in private. We've discussed it. We've discussed the bench. Yeah. Look at the bench, Tommy. Have you seen the bench, Tommy?
Yep.
We've discussed it.
Make me sick.
Do you know what? I think I mentioned it on the show, on the pod a week or two ago. I don't remember. And I forget who we were playing at Anfield. And there we are. And on the bench was Xabi Alonso, Steven Gerrard, and Fernando Torres.
Yeah.
On the bench. And do you ever remember, try and get up again, to learn Liverpool hammered? And Ferguson said, at Old Trafford, he said, the best team lost when we hammered them 4-1.
4-1, wasn't it?
4-1, yeah, when we hammered them. They went 1-0 up, didn't they? Until Fernando went on, got the equaliser.
They absolutely made them. Absolutely made them.
Right. Now, the thing is, with about 10 minutes to go, I think it was just before Josena scored the 4. Have a look who was on the bench then, because he took Gerrard off, he took Fernando Torres off. That was unbelievable. And they were on the bench at Old Trafford, and we were battering them. That's what I mean about. Anyway, Mark Fye says, my biggest concern next season, if Liverpool do not get the players needed, Jurgen Klopp gets sacked or walks out of the door. Tommy,
never in a million years.
Tommy, stop it. Let me finish. He's not, like, Mark Fye isn't shouting at the screen at you. Will you shut up, Tommy?
It's got to be 10 o'clock in a minute.
Well, let me finish this bloody thing.
Hush your mouth.
Right. My biggest concern next season, says Mark Fye, if Liverpool do not get the players needed, Jurgen Klopp gets sacked or walks out of the door. He has worked miracles for the club. Other teams are getting stronger. If Liverpool don't, what can Klopp do? We cannot continuously work miracles for the club. Right? He cannot continuously work miracles for the club. I would rather FSG go than Jurgen Klopp. Go 100%.
Of course.
Sorry, I have to drop. Great chatting to you guys. Take care. Till next time.
See you,
I
Brian.
agree with you.
Yeah,
I'd rather see
mate.
Yeah,
FSG
Thank
go.
you.
Take care.
next time.
Cheers.
See you
Ciao.
next week.
Yamas.
Ciao.
Yeah, Frank. I'll ask you what I asked Brian and Marius before. Do you think Jurgen Klopp has got another Premiership title?
Hey,
Do
Jürgen.
you think Jurgen Klopp has got another Premiership title?
Exactly. If he had the if he had the personnel, he'd have to have the personnel.
Yeah.
He'd have to have the right players. But unfortunately,
Did he have them 3 years ago? Did he have them 3 years ago?
Tommy, fucking hell.
Look, I don't understand the way you're saying we're not going to get them. We've got to be the positive side with the players we're going to have.
What do you mean?
And while they're on the pitch,
or
the players we're going to have in the squad.
Tommy,
In the squad.
Tommy, hang on. Are you saying
Right.
with the players we have now?
Including
Or the
McAllister.
players we're going to get, buy, purchase?
By the season starts. By the time the season starts.
Yeah.
We've got to do with them players. Doesn't matter what you want or I want or Marius wants. We've got to do with them.
Okay, so
I think.
Okay, just
Go
leave
on,
it at that. So we
Go on,
don't buy anyone else. Is that what you're saying? Just hear me
Did
out.
I just say that? Did I just say that?
You
No,
just
I
said
didn't.
the players.
I said the players we're going to have at the start of the season.
But what players are we? This is what we're talking about. What player would you like to see in midfield now besides McAllister?
Declan Rice.
Thank you. Simple as that. I would. Why can't we buy him? I'd like to see that Casino. I'd love him to come in. Why can't we buy him? We can afford him.
Yes. Frank, I understand what you're saying. I totally agree with you. But we can only play with the players we have at the start of next season. And we've got to make do with them.
But as the thing says, Tom, and it's the title of the show, the podcast, we have to be ruthless in this window, and we have to be.
Oh, Frank, I totally agree with you, mate. But if we can't, we've got to make do with what we've got.
Well, listen, Daz O'Connor says Tommy looks too comfortable in that chair to go on his holiday.
I've had no sleep for 3 days.
There's Liam Moore, look. Look at that. Hiya, Liam.
All right, Frank. All right, Tom.
All right, Liam.
No,
You all right?
do you know Liam? You don't know Liam, do you, Mario?
No, we never met. We have never met. Yeah.
I'm really sorry about coming on late. I've just been doing the choir with
Right, you said,
Choir?
yeah, so
Oh,
I've just
good
been
man.
a little bit late, kind of doing that.
Well,
Have you just come back from some Keys wedding, Tom?
I was at Kieran's wedding, yeah.
Was it at Keogh's, yeah? Good.
Yeah, brilliant, mate, brilliant.
Well, listen. We're finishing in a moment, unfortunately.
Oh, sorry.
We've been on for 2 hours, but just hear me out on this,
Go on.
please. Please, Liam, just hang on. I'm going to go through these things, then I'm going to ask you the question. All right,
Okay.
Liam. Right. Stephen Snape says Ferguson was susceptible to alcoholically induced outbursts. Well, I think he's right there. Douglas James says Liverpool FC is worth $5 billion as an asset. When FSG bought us, they didn't just buy Liverpool; they bought a fan base globally.
Yeah.
We, as the fan base, are the asset. Believe me, we finance FSG 100%. How about that? That's a cracker. That.
You're telling us what we already know.
That's a cracker. No, but no one's come out and said it yet, though.
Yeah.
But you're right, Tommy. Douglas James says FSG out now.
Mhm.
And Stephen says, without the tools, Klopp's hamstrung. And that's spot on. I'll just go to this. Again, Stephen Snape, with just McAllister, it'll be more mediocrity. Legs, and more legs are needed. Gravenberch is a name we've omitted. Well, if you're talking about omitting people, like Mark Weiss says, just this, then I'm going to Liam. FSG sacked Kenny Dalglish. No manager is safe in modern football without the funds. Mark Weiss said that. And the last one, Stephen Snape, rarely do your guests come on after doing the claim. Not a claim I'd be too proud of. Well, anyway, I'll tell you what Liam is. Liam is one, he's a big celebrity, actually, because he won a thing over here called Stars in Their Eyes. And he played, go on, tell him who he played. And he's a great singer, this fella. And he went up to him at the concert and said, "You're better than me." Go on, tell them.
Probably I'm not. I was Phil Collins. I done Phil Collins.
Can't stand him.
So yeah,
Liam, if you go on my wall on Facebook, you'll see all the photographs from Keogh's wedding.
Yeah, I will. I'll get on that, Tommy.
Yeah, no problem, mate.
But I had loads of stuff that I got in touch with him a couple of weeks ago, and it just couldn't work out and that type of thing.
It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I'm supposed to go over with Paul McCoy and that.
Well, he was there, Paul.
To Paul McCoy.
He was there.
Yeah, Paul McCoy.
He was there. Yeah. He was with us.
Yeah.
Could have been a Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Yeah.
Did he do G. Martin?
No, we never give him a chance to do that.
Oh, G.
Got that, Paul. Great lad. Great lad, Paul.
Brilliant lad, Paul.
Well, listen. I'm going to ask you it's only one question.
We've had through many of the years, haven't we? We had through many of the years that we've always been not likers of FSG, have we?
No.
You know?
Well, here's a question for you. There's a question for you, right? And it's the title of the show, by the way. We have to be ruthless in this window, right? We have to be ruthless in this window, right? And if we're not ruthless, what should happen?
Well, we're not ruthless, going to be toothless, aren't we? If we're not ruthless, we're going to be toothless.
You want to patent that? Patent that. That's a great saying.
But listen, the thing is about FSG is that the PR is always next year, isn't it? It's always next year, and the budget, we got kind of fed after January when we never bought a midfielder. We got fed that this was going to be the year. This was going to be it. There was going to be a mass kind of exodus, so to speak, of the likes of Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain. They wouldn't be getting renewed. I was surprised over Milner because I thought coaching-wise, keep him in the back room or whatever, maybe, you know what I mean? But with the experience and that he's got. So I think they've been ruthless, but it's all right being ruthless. But if you're not bringing in the players to replace them, then it's game over, isn't it? And now the rumours is now that United are going to get taken over by Qatar. Have they been taken over?
By Qatar.
I've been out since.
Well,
they wanted to buy us. The same owners wanted to buy us. And they came to us first and they was negotiating. And then they walked away for some reason.
Well, where's
the investment now? Where's the investment?
What really amazes me? What amazes me is this: the Qataris went to United. They got that. What's his name? Ten Hag is manager, right? Any club in the world would want Jurgen Klopp to be their manager.
Absolutely.
With money behind him, he could rule football for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
So what makes me think, Liam, I don't know if you'd agree with this, Jurgen Klopp should say, right, they're the players I want next year. If I don't get them, I'm off. But he will never do that.
I think because he loves the club that much, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm
Because
saying.
he loves the club that much.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised. But I was surprised where he was saying the other week, you know, that FSG are good guys and that.
I know.
Oh,
I
don't even go.
I don't see.
I said that before, and he goes
I
along
don't
with
see.
everything he says.
I don't see how FSG are good guys, you know.
Because that's what makes me think he's a bit of a yes man.
Yeah, but I think because he loves the club and loves the city that much.
Oh, yeah.
I think,
okay.
you know, it's like...
Okay, yeah.
Nobody doubts that.
Okay. I'm going to go to you, Tommy, first, then I'll go to Marios, and I'm going right to you. Oh, and this is a quick one.
Go ahead.
Okay, and if anyone's got any, you know, if there's still there, there's loads of them. Out of 10, Tommy.
Yes.
Out of 10, what would you give the owners?
-10.
All right.
And that's not being derogatory. I would give them -10.
Marios.
He's going to sit on the fence here. Look.
4.
Wow.
4? Wow. Okay. What about you, Lee?
I'd probably say 2 or 3. I think the thing is with infrastructure, in regards of infrastructure, in regards of the stadium, in putting that like kinds of in place.
Liam, it's all sponsored, mate. It's all sponsored.
I know, Tom, but what I'm saying is that like we've got a gleaming kinds of, you know, 2 new stands, and you know we've got like access and whatever and all that.
Yeah.
But the thing is though, is that like what's being sacrificed is the playing side, and they've reneged on that promise, because if you remember, you know, Tom Werner said that he would never ever renege on the team building. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was looking back there, you know, when 2019, after we won the European Cup, the Champions League, and that, I think we spent on Harvey Elliott, Adrian, and something mad like that. It was like it was crazy. There was just no investment whatsoever. Nothing.
Me and Frank have said this over the seasons. The time to strengthen is when you're strong. And we didn't.
Well, you'll know a lot more than me, Tom, you know, through the 70s and 80s and, you know, kind of, you know, even Shankly and all that, you know, he strengthens what needs to be strengthened. I remember for me, when I was a kid growing up, you know, when we win the league and, you know, they'd go out and just buy, you know, they'd just go out and buy, like, you know, a midfielder or like, they went out and bought Souness or something like that. Do you know what I mean? And like, you know, they went out and bought Anson. You know, they went out and bought.
But the thing is, Leah, the thing is, Shankly and Paisley, in my opinion, were a lot stronger manager than what Jurgen is. As much as I love him.
Yeah.
They said, like when he first got St. John Yates and Lawrenson, the backbone of the team, Shankly said, they're the 3 players I want.
Yeah.
He got them.
Can I just say this?
One hand behind the back, innit?
Can I just say this about a scarf or a badge? And these
hang on. You kicked Alexa off. Hang on. Alexa, shut up.
Can I just say this about Michael Dean?
Sorry, Frank.
No, can I just say this about Michael Dean and Michelle Dean and that scarf or badge? You can actually buy the stuff. It's all good quality stuff. And this is why I wore this. This is when we won the the Champions League in Madrid.
I've got it. I've got that.
Got the same. And I only wore it because of City there the other night. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. Well, I always wear it anyway. Well, anyway, you know, if you want quality stuff, just go online and get it off them because they are brilliant.
Yeah.
Great quality stuff. Not only great quality stuff, but you're helping the small business.
Yeah.
Just go along to them. They're lovely, lovely people. And that's all I've got to say about them.
Frank, there's not much left in that bottle of grouse, by the way.
And there's one, a fella by the name of Marios Manzos, the social one.
Who's he?
Why Jurgen Klopp was a perfect fit for Liverpool.
Yeah, man.
It's even available on ebook as well. Ebook, you know, that's good. That's brilliant. And there he is there, Liam Marios. He's written
I'm bringing it over on the 17th of August so you can sign it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, that'd be great. It really will. But anyway, lads, that's. Where am I here? Oh yeah. Let's see this one first. I'm sorry about this, boys. Lee Brazy. So it looks like we are not getting Kone, but sounds like we could be getting Thuram. Makes it sound to me like that our midfield could be McAllister, Thuram, Trent. We are putting Ramsey out on loan for games, yes, but also that makes me think Klopp will not be using a right back and instead using Canete, Van Dijk and Matip or Gomez as the back three. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm still trying to work it out. This is just off the top of my head. Maybe Robbo will be pushed up too. I think that's a good shout, actually.
I can't see Robbo being pushed up.
No.
Pushed out.
Well, he could be. Yeah, if Simicast comes in, maybe. But it's just, see, this should come. We should go to Brian and say how much you want for him. We'll take him as well as McAllister.
Well, Stephen Snape says, I'd give them 3 out of 10. Their supposed foresight is primitive. That's a cracker, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
I do. I really do. And
see, the thing is that with the midfield, so Thuram, I think he's a great player. And I think we're going to get Gravenberch. And Thuram. And I think, you know, with McAllister and that, and I think he wants to do that, them two holding midfielders and where you've got, the dam busters going forward. And I think McAllister and that, he's gonna unlock some, he's
gonna be the key, yeah.
Definitely on the low block.
Totally agree with that.
We've struggled so long with the low block, and teams just suss us out over our tactics. And I do think McAllister is going to be a great signing. I know he's got no legs, but great players, you don't need legs. You know what I mean? He's an intelligent, fantastic footballer, and that means what we've got him really.
Well, I think that's a very good show.
I just hope he gives Cavallo a chance too.
Well, that's disappointing. In all honesty, that's very.
It is for them.
Not for us, for him as well. Because you and I,
Klopp says he plays, or he doesn't.
At coming to the end of every game, we said, why didn't we? Why did he leave young Cavallo sitting on the bench where he's bringing on?
He's put Milner on.
38-year-olds on, and James Milner, shocking in my opinion.
Never understand.
But anyway, lads, I've got to end it here. I'm awfully sorry.
Right, mate.
And I'm sorry I ended up late. I'm sorry about that.
No, well, if you're doing no choir work next Tuesday, come on next Tuesday.
Okay.
But listen,
I'll be in Cork.
Well, just before you go, can you give us a song?
Oh, mate, I'm like Phil Mitchell at the moment. I've been
And
singing
Keo's
for the
going to
last 3
Thailand
hours.
tomorrow. Hey,
I've been
Lee, he's
singing
going
for
to
the last 3
Thailand
hours.
tomorrow.
Says what?
He's going to Thailand tomorrow.
Who?
The dance with us.
Okay. Is
Keo.
he, yeah?
Yeah.
Is he, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we can't answer this question because he says, right, lads, where will we finish next season? We let you know at the beginning of August or the first game. You know, the pre-match game. We'll be saying where we'll finish.
I'm
You know the mad thing
optimistic.
about
Put
it,
it that.
Frank, I'd
We'll
just
know
like
where
to
we've
finish
got.
on this. The mad thing about it, if we wouldn't have had the injuries that we had this season, we would have probably easily finished in the top 3. Easily. If we wouldn't have had like kinds of, you know, Jota and Diaz.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Like we
Yeah.
you know, like obviously Gakpo. I'm really excited over Gakpo. Really
Oh, yeah.
excited.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is,
that was the lack of depth, the quality.
yeah, it was.
That's what.
But I think we would have easily finished in the top 3 this year.
Yeah,
Easily.
it was the lack of quality and depth.
Yeah.
That stopped
When
us.
you look at it, this time last year, we were 30 points ahead.
Yeah, this is it.
Where we are now.
You've got to buy.
You would have won the league.
You've got to buy.
But that's like,
invest.
it's Barry forgets anyway. Why not, Frank?
Well, anyway, Mark Fice says, thank you, Frank, for the show. Thank you, everyone, for the show.
Thank you.
You never walk alone, says Mark Fice. Brian Edley says, brilliant, lads. Cheers to you all. Isn't that lovely?
Cheers.
Anyway, I've got to finish. And I know that
Liam, I'll see you soon, mate.
All right,
Mario, Yamas, mate.
Yamas, mate. Yamas.
I'm getting off.
Nice to meet you.
I'll be in Cork this time next year.
Good luck with the book.
Marios.
Good night, God bless.
Yeah.
Good night, Tommy.
Good night, Tom.
Good night, Tom.
Sit down, Tommy. Marios, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, of course.
See you next week, okay? Next Tuesday. I'll see you next Tuesday if you're not in the choir. But if you're in the choir, you're on.
I'll text you, Frank. I'll text you. So is it 8 o'clock, is it?
Yeah, 8.
Okay. I'll
sometimes I'll be honest, sometimes it's 8:30 because Marios sometimes is working.
Right, it'll be at least as better for me. Yeah.
And Brian, you know, but it'll only be 8:30. I can't go any.
No, that's sound. That's sound. That'll give me your sound.
Well, you know, it's only to give Marios.
I have to do tonight.
Of course.
It's only to give Marios. That's only his wish. So either Liam or the other fella, Tommy. But anyway, it's only to say big thank you to you, Liam, for getting in. To Brian, obviously, you know, Brian Fennell, and also to Tommy Batty, and of course, yes. Thank you so much for joining us, and all the lads and girls and everybody else who's joined us and give us fantastic comments right through. I hope you have all enjoyed it. I hope everybody. And thank you to the wonderful Jason Pennington for producing the show. And I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you, lads. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you, Frank.
Thank you.
Thank you, boys. Thank you. Thank you.